And welcome back. Now let's come back to what is happening in the country. Being a Wednesday, let's talk about matters, talk about Kenya at a glance. A lot is happening in the country. Of course, we all know that by-election slated for tomorrow. High stakes across the political parties and of course across the country. But the most important one is that Wanjiku is going to get a representation once again. There are so many constituencies, 7 of them, and several wards across the country which haven't had any representation for a very long time. One of them is Magarini. Magarini, we have got Magarini, Mbeere North, Kasipul, Malava, which one else? Banisa constituency, and there's a 6th one. I'll remember that, I'll tell you. So all of them are going for a by-election tomorrow. So let's take this one, Kenya at a glance. And I'm happy that 2 gentlemen are in studio. I've got Newton Hamasi. Newton Hamasi is Secretary of Western Kenya Professionals Caucus, otherwise known as WEPROC. It's been a while. Newton, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Karibu sana Mwami.
Asante sana.
Thank you so much. And of course, Senior Akelo Misori, who is a Secretary of KUPPET, is not new to Jerusalem. Walimu, good morning.
Good morning.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Cups of Coffee.
Thank you.
We are good people. Newton, are you happy?
It's a good guest,
where you come from, tea is important.
Very important and very crucial. I'm really enjoying this. Thank you so much.
Karibu sana. Now, let's talk about what's happening tomorrow. And IEBC says that it's ready to go to deliver a free and fair and credible by-elections tomorrow. In all the 181, that is 24 electoral areas, 181 candidates vying for different political seats tomorrow. My colleague John Kioria has got that story, just giving us details on what is expected of the IEBC. Here's the story.
He insists it will deliver a transparent election, seeking to allay fears of malpractice. Constituency Returning Officer John Kenywa says preparations are complete, with both strategic and non-strategic materials ready for disbursement on Wednesday.
There are mechanisms which have been put in place, including the Commission has provided experts in IT who are supporting us in the Taring Center. Actually, whatever is going on is the preparation for the same. So we can assure you the machines will work.
Amid protests by the Democratic Party, whose candidate Newton Karis is among the contenders, the IEBC has confirmed the 2022 certified register will be used in the mini polls.
The Commission has ensured that everything, all the materials required are provided for, including the ballot papers, which is the strategic materials, and the necessary, the KIEMS, that is the Kenya Integrated Electoral Management System equipment.
In Magarini, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has vowed that the opposition will keenly monitor the by-elections in both Magarini and Mbeere. He accused unnamed state agents of plotting to rig the vote.
Polisi, jukumu lenu wakati kama huu ni kuhakikisha usalama wa wananchi. Kama mwananchi atatoka kwake nyumbani, akisha malizana na hizi kioski hizi zinaletwa, unga usiku, nini yote hiyo, aende kwa utaratibu, aende apige kura yake.
In Malava, Kakamega County, DAPK candidate Seth Panyaku has raised alarm over alleged voter bribery, accusing the UDA campaign team of enticing residents just a day before the polls.
Kama watakuja na hizo pesa, vile tumekuwa tukiwaambia tu, nyinyi chukueni pesa. Kitu ambacho hamstahili kufanya ni kumpa mtu kitambulisho yako au namba ya kitambulisho chako.
However, UDA candidate David Ndakwa dismissed the claims as propaganda aimed at tarnishing the party's image.
Aende kwa IBC, apeleke evidence, aende kwa polisi, apeleke evidence. Me, I'm not accusing anybody. I've not even accused them. Me, I'm ready for election. I'm ready to face them, and I've been facing them. Hata mimi sijawataja kwa kampeni yangu.
In Banisa constituency, Mandera County, IEBC Commissioner Hassan Nur Hassan says all is set for a smooth by-election. Hassan, who visited the area this afternoon to oversee readiness and ensure that all systems are in place for polling day, expressed satisfaction with the preparations, highlighting that recruitment and training of polling staff have been completed.
The kits have all been delivered. All vehicles have been procured for the purpose of delivery of materials to polling stations. All security organs have all been fully sensitized.
Meanwhile, preparations for the Lake Zone and Nanam Ward by-elections in Turkana County are complete. County Elections Manager Amos Obonyo has confirmed that voting equipment has been dispatched to polling stations and all officials have undergone training.
In Lake Zone Ward, we are having 36 polling stations. And in all those 36 polling stations, we have trained enough officers who are going to man their electoral activities in those areas.
And those skimmed kits have been enabled by given extra batteries. We have employed charging clerks. We also have extra kits in case some of those KIMS kits develop any technical issues.
Security has also been reinforced across Turkana ahead of Thursday's exercise.
Thank you, Jacob Kioria. All right, that story by Jacob Kioria sets the pace for our discussion this morning. Let me also welcome Gibson Gesori, who's an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. He's also a political analyst par excellence. Asante sana wakili for coming. Thank you so much. So, three gentlemen, let me start by starting with the wise man in the middle, that is Senior Akelo Misori. Mwalimu, I mean, you've seen how elections in Kenya has been since independence. I know it might be so hard to walk us through that, but in a nutshell, we have grown as a country. And tomorrow, based on what you're seeing on the front page of the Standard, Fighting for Survival, there are 5 gentlemen who are pictured here on the front page. That is Deputy President Kithure Kindiki. We have got Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. We have got Speaker. That is Moses Wetangula of the National Assembly, Speaker of the Senate, Amason Kingi, and of course, Alias Anjoho. The 5 gentlemen who is the Cabinet Secretary for Mining and Blue Economy and Maritime. What do you make of this headline? Why do you think the Standard has just chosen these 5 in your own way? And this bold and black, fighting for survival.
It is difficult to know the mindset of the journalist, of the Standard journalist. But if I'm given a freedom to talk about what they have written about those, the title of the newspaper today.
Yes.
It is true, it is a fight for survival for some of the politicians in the current administration. Because these elections coming on Thursday are elections which are going to shape the direction of the 2027 elections, especially for those who are in government and against those who are in the opposition. That's why the other title which I could have given the paper to write about, it is a do or die election for the current administration. Because if the Oda Brigade lose their election in Mbeere and they lose Malaba, you can imagine the kind of heads which may roll in the political strategy for 2027 elections. It will be point clear, especially those in the Mount Kenya region, that if Oda does not take Mbeere North, then it means that the deputy president is ineffective to deliver for the current administration in that election. If it happens in Western, for example, in Malaba, it means that the Speaker of National Assembly and the Prime Cabinet Secretary for this matter are ineffective in delivering Western for the current administration. So you can see how difficult it is. But it goes all the way, even when we talk about Kasipulka board, which, of course, they are scared. The Standard newspaper is scared to put the right photographs there.
Yes.
It is also a do or die for the broad-based government. Yeah. If they don't deliver Boyd Were to Parliament, then it means that ODM will have suffered a defeat in the home turf of Baba, And that means that 2027 is a free-for-all.
Yes, and having in mind that the party chair is the county governor.
And he's also the chief campaigner for Boyd Were for this matter. So it is difficult. And her deputy is campaigning also for somebody else.
Yes.
And for this matter, is not even an opponent, an independent. That means that the deputy governor of Homa Bay for this matter is not in the party. So it is something which is very interesting. So the way it shapes up and how the elections will be pronounced by the IBC on Thursday evening will definitely change the political dynamics of this nation, and we have to be ready for this kind of change. This is the reality on the ground.
You've just broken it well for us. I mean, Wakili, when you also think of that, it's quite confusing. Kasipol, the deputy governor, is campaigning for an independent candidate, and the party leader is campaigning for the ODM candidate. Go to Mbere North. Mbere North, the DP, who is the government chief campaigner in Mbere North, is supporting a government candidate. And on this end, the party belongs to DP. Justin Muturi is a former Attorney General. That party belongs to the former cabinet secretary. The confusion we are seeing right now is something probably you didn't expect. We expected a clear black and white. This one goes on this side and this one goes on this side, including Malava constituency. Boni Halwale, who is, the president said drives a government GK and a government official in the Senate, is supporting a different candidate. What is happening?
It's quite interesting, Victor, and I can't help but feel happy because this is the kind of political humor we needed after loss of Baba. People are still bitter, so we needed something to see government being put to task in every corner. And it's interesting, what of interest to me is the position of the president. He has chosen to be the bigger man, to sit back, give the resources, and then demand results. We have not seen him go all out there and say, now, Simusimame, now you're raising somebody's hand. And that is quite diplomatic of him because he never knows. He doesn't want to burn his fingers. Yes, he's interested, but then let the generals prove themselves so that you know which general are you going to trust more in the future in 2027. So this is a political litmus test for all these people which the standard has put there. And you see they are all in government, in prime positions, and the president is trying to see who is it that I can be able to trust and who is it that who can deliver when the chips are fallen. So they have to go out there with all the resources they need and prove themselves. They have gone to the sea. If you don't come with the fish, then you know where you stand. Because politics is not about friendship. Politics is not about how good looking you are. Politics is not how you talk. It's about what you can deliver. Because at the end of the day, what counts is the votes. So the deputy president wants to be the king of the region, of the Mount Kenya region. He has been told, go deliver one, go become one. So in Western, it's an interesting scenario also where the deputy president and the prime cabinet secretary, their heads are on the chopping board because they have to deliver Malava. Whether they do it, they have to, even the deputy, the cabinet secretary, that is the prime cabinet secretary, had to come clean and tell these people that, this is my job here. It's really about my job here. If we lose this, I'm not sure I'm going to have a job. So when somebody, a man of the caliber of Mudavadi comes and says, my people, this is my job. This is my job we're talking about here. He's not joking. He's been told, deliver this or something else is going to happen. So he's scared.
Okay.
So they have to do everything that which they have to take. Let me finish with the Kasipul Kapon, which is an interesting one.
We take a break? It's 7:30.
Yes, it's okay.
Let's just take a break. Then I'll circle back. I've kept Newton for a reason. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back. Taking a look at Kenya at a glance, what is happening across the country. Tomorrow is a very big day for all of us here in the country. Now, Gibson, maybe just 1 minute to finalize what you're saying, kindly.
Yes, what I was saying is that we are witnessing very interesting scenarios in the political dynamics right now. And for Kasipul, where it stopped is the scenario whereby the deputy governor seems to be supporting an independent candidate, while the governor, who is the chairman of the party, is supporting another candidate. That clearly tells you that now people are trying to flex their muscles. All the gloves are off, because if you want to run in 2027, you need to have a position. Politically, you can't be a fence-sitter.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to declare. So this is an indicator of where people's interests are going to stand. So if you run with an independent candidate and then they win, then it means you don't respect even the governor. It means you're going to go for that seat, because you're also using it to test yourself. So this is, I think, clear that the challenges now ODM is facing is that there are political dynamics which now even everybody has got to prove themselves. So going forward, we'll be seeing more realignments as we go to 2027. And this is just an interesting situation to find ourselves. We can be able to start predicting and seeing the political power shifting towards whatever side. And for the president or for the government, really, it's really to know. It's like the US midterm. If you lose the midterm, then you know definitely you're going to lose in the main elections.
Yes.
So this election is coming at that point where you have to know where you stand, so that if you don't take the lessons and change, then you're going to have it rough come the general elections.
Newton, when it comes to bare knuckle kind of campaigns that we are seeing right now, we've seen how people have called each other names, you know. Well, that is politics, so they can say that they know each other. But that really portrays the kind of politics that is being played down there, whatever we cannot air here on air, but the kind of clean and raw politics being played out there. Is it politics of ideology, or politics of substance, or politics of personality?
Thank you so much, Victor. First of all, you know what is happening in the country is so interesting, because basically we have done something called factory reset in the politics of Kenya since the late enigma Raila Amolo Odinga left us. If you look at the politics of today and of right now, and especially whatever is going to happen tomorrow, you realize that there's no godfather scenarios in these all by-elections. In that, let's say like an example in Kasipul, if Baba was there and said vote for ODM, people will go vote for ODM. But right now as it is every man for himself. And the game is changing in a way that I believe the Kenyan electorate are not going to elect leaders based on what they have been told, on what they can see. That is why in these by-elections, you will be shocked. I can see you saying it is a battle royale between, I don't know, the broad-based and the opposition. I can tell you this is a battle royale between the electorate and the type of leadership they want. Because you'll see even independent candidates being elected during this by-election. It is not going to be a shock to me, but it will be a shock to many. Because if you look at how the politics is playing around, you realize that Kenyans have become very smart. People think we are still in that particular cocoon of where we used to just vote because of the sake of voting. No. Right now we have an enlightened electorate who have seen the caliber of leaders they have elected because they were told by their leaders to elect them. And they have failed them terribly. And therefore, at this moment, we can see the electorate thinking on their own. And trust me, tomorrow, we are going to see a paradigm shift in the way the elections and the electorate elect their leaders. Basically, if you see the president stepping aside from all these campaigns, it's not that he has not smelled the coffee. He has noticed that right now, going into 2027, it is every man for himself. It is not about a group or a political party or a political grouping that is coming together for this particular agenda. No. The electorate are going to elect you based on the ideologies you're putting on the table and based on what you're going to do for them. If you don't convince them strongly, Victor, trust you me, it will be something of a different story. To bring you back to Western Kenya, the case of Malava, you've seen the Prime Cabinet Secretary talking about his selfishness at his position. You know, he comes and tells people that it is about my job. It is not about you in this by-election. It is about my... Yani, he is showing his selfishness, his personality. It is about him. It is not about the people. And that is why in Malava, it is going to be a lesson to such politicians. Because when we go to elect, we are not electing so that you can protect your job, Victor. Even in Mbeere North, we have the deputy president saying, you know, this is my chance to be seen as the king of Mount Kenya. And yet he was only appointed, he was not elected. That is something that he needs to remind himself continuously, that he is not an elected deputy president, but an appointed deputy president. And because of that, he comes on the ground and tells the people that it is about my job as the deputy president. It is not about them. It is about the interest of the electorate. And Victor, this is going to be a very big lesson to some of these people, because they have been in that particular safe zone of saying, it is about protecting my job. Okay, if we protect, let's say, the Prime Cabinet Secretary's position by voting in his candidate, what has he helped the people of Western Kenya? Nothing. Apart from him driving in cars. Victor, I will say it as it is, because, you know, the moment we start hiding the truth, it is the moment we continue to suffer. We will not continue to suffer in the name of protecting the interest of some people. No. It is about the Kenyan people, it is about the electorate, and the decision we make must impact us positively, and not because you are protecting. If you lose your job because you're voting this direction, Victor, go lose your job. But the interest of us as Kenyans must be first on the table, not the interest of individuals. And if you look around, if you look, let's say, in Bungoma County, where Speaker Wetangula is coming from, Speaker is depending on this seat so much for him to guard his Speaker's position, not for the interest of the people of Bungoma or his ward where the elections are happening. If you look on the other side in Kasipul, you'll find the chairperson of ODM, Governor Gladys Wanga, is not into this for the interest of the people of Kasipul. He's there so that they can protect their interest in the broad-based government. And I'm telling you, the Kenyan electorate right now is so enlightened, Victor, that it will come to a point whereby it is about you as an individual and what you're going to do to us as the people who are electing you, than protecting your selfish interest of the position you hold in government.
Let me sip my coffee before I ask another question.
You get me? Because we have to.
All that, Newton. Let me come back to Akelo Mwalimu. It seems that there is no Godfather. It is not black and white the way it used to be. And right now, he's spoken about Wanjiku, who is enlightened. And it's so hard to predict Wanjiku's mind, what Wanjiku is going to do. I want to ask this question to all of you. How has Baba's exit or demise affected this mini poll? Let's start from there.
It is interesting to note that while Baba was still around, all the politicians coming from the party of ODM were drumming this kind of message to the people, that you know, it is me who Baba has chosen to lead you. That is the first point. The second one is that Baba was always a candidate for president. And then he said that, elect me so that I help Baba to go and work. It is me who has worked with him, and my position, if I am elected, you can imagine that now things will start flowing through the veins of me coming to the constituency or to the ward, because I'm a Baba's person. But with the demise of Baba, you can see that ODM, the party of choice for many, is divided in the middle. Because what the General Secretary, what Secretary General is saying is different from what the chair of the party is saying. That means that even in the same Kasipul Kabondo by-election, when the Secretary General went there to campaign, his heart was not there. Was basically to present his image that the party has a candidate, but not to indulge in persuading the Kasipul Kabondo people to elect the party person. Because the difference between him and the chairperson is clear, like night and day. So the Baba's absence, maybe we'll have very few people enjoying that kind of thing because we are still mourning Baba.
Yeah.
But after this 27th of March, of November, you will see what will happen. How tables will be arranged in the room differently. For many people, it will be disaster because this is their last time to be in parliament. This is their last time to be in cabinet. This is their last time to be MCS. It is not going to be business as usual.
That is painful to say.
Yeah, it is not going to be business as usual. And you will see the beneficiaries are already angling themselves. So how even Morning Baba was a very competitive strategy for some politicians. Some there went there with 200 heads of cattle, and some of them went with 80, and some of them went with 70. Some of them also went with even international press to cover the event of mourning, how they have mourned Baba. So this is something which we cannot take for granted. It is serious. And for ODM, it is as a do or die. Let me repeat that. If they lose Magarini in Mombasa and they lose Kasipul Kabondo, then it means that so many people will be packing, going home, not because of, despite the fact that we are in broad-based arrangement. Yes.
Okay. Wakili, Baba's exit, I mean, you know, it was almost like a ritual that once Baba held your hand, it was a free will. Could it be the reason why President William Ruto has not stepped to any political podium to campaign for any candidate? Because somebody would say that his fiercest opponent would have been, and even said, when he was out there, that the only person angempiga kwa hii siasa angekuwa Baba peke yake. So, do you think that's the reason why he stepped back? His march is not there.
That is one of the reasons that the president, I want to believe, has been able to just take an angle and watch things, but while strictly instructing his generals to ensure that they win. For the president, I think it's really about you want to be the bigger person and you have a country. You don't want to show partisanship. You just want your people to go out there. For Kasipul Kabondo, that's an ODM region. Let them do their thing and deliver their candidate so that we know going forward what we are talking about. And we can be able to measure what the strength of the party is on the ground. The death of Baba has really caused a lot of confusion, especially for ODM. From where I sit, I see a lot of infightings, a lot of gerrymandering, a lot of shifting positions, because Baba was the overall figure. And combining all those political dynamics or political enigmas under the umbrella of ODM is going to be very difficult, because they all seem to be at par. How do you tell Joho to keep quiet? You saw what happened in Mombasa. I think if you were following the ODM at 20 at Mombasa and the speeches which were being given, others were saying, wezi tufunga mdomo. Others were being told, nyinyi mulishaenda. So such things, of course, clearly demonstrate that there is a lot of shifting positions. And of course now, I think yesterday, but when I saw that Oburu has chosen his lieutenants. So if you are not part of your squad, then it means you are out in terms of the party leadership. So those are some of the dynamics which people are trying to push for and ensure that they have a footing even in their own house. You see, even kids in their own house, if you are 5 or 10 of you in the house, there will always be those ones who are quiet. There will always be those ones who are fighting for themselves to be heard, either by position of their birthright, whether they were born first or last, or in the middle, depending on how somebody wants to fight for them. So that is what is happening in ODM, and the president doesn't want to meddle with that.
Yes.
The other thing is the other two regions is, I think, also trying to, you see, like if for example we pick Mbeere North, it will not be good for a president to show up because it's the former DP is there, who is claiming to be the kingpin of the region. And who every morning wakes up and starts pointing to State House. You see, if you start engaging, you lower yourself to that level. But then he has chosen the deputy president who comes from the neighboring constituency and told him, I think you want to take this thing as the region's kingpin. Why don't you go prove yourself right from this position so that we can be able to know going forward, we can now comfortably come and say you are the king of the region. So it's really a position where the generals, as I said earlier,
yes,
you have 5 generals, you have told them, can you go out and defend this war and give me a good report? So the president is sitting as State House waiting for a good report so that they can do the scorecard at the end of the game, that is after tomorrow, and say, where did you get it wrong?
Yes.
So do you think you deserve this seat? Because now going forward, we just need people who are battle ready and battle hardened. So basically, I think for him, much as he's interested, it's also a very good position for him to gauge and know who is the safe pair of hands whom I can move forward.
Mwalimu, how is it going to change policies when it comes to a day after tomorrow, moving forward? How will it change the electoral policies and how campaigns should be done in this country so that we run away from politics of personality but to get in the politics of ideologies?
It is very difficult in our Kenyan circumstance to talk about policy as the driving force behind what we aspire to achieve, and especially how to strategize on how to manage the affairs of the parties. Because it has already been proven that even the current president did not start to come to this level using UDA. You know, he had URP, he came and joined with Jubilee, they formed something else. Now he came again with ODA. So you can see. So the vision that they have had all along is metamorphosed to something else,
yes,
and then that is what they go with. That's why it is still going to be very difficult to remove our political inclination from personalities to ideology. Yeah, because apparently the electorate are not yet ready for that kind of circumstance. That's why many of them say that politics is local, and that's why the deputy president is asked to go home. It is not the party moving there as a brigade to go and deliver elections in Mbeere North. It is what we have only seen. It is because it is about his job and his life. And it seems that when somebody becomes a deputy president or a president, it is not yet clear that this is a national position that should be guarded selfishly as a national position. It is seen to be a reward to a region. Even when I become a candidate for presidency, I must select my friend because he comes from a community, not because we share the views. He is only angling himself to go to parliament,
yes,
or to become a deputy president. I'm also angling myself to become a president. It is not based on ideology. Yeah. Because look at the political parties and the reason which has been given to justify the broad-based arrangement. They are saying that we had a similar view in our manifesto. They also had a similar view in our manifesto. That means that we were only having personalities moving as Kenyans to elections, not ideology. And the parties are merely vehicles. You can change that now. You are from RF4, you are going to a Prado. But the same person is the one traveling.
The destination will remain the same.
Yeah. The vision remains the same.
Newton, quite nicely put there, and quite a very good analogy. But then you look at ideologies. Moving forward, tomorrow and the day after, as we head towards the polls, Do you think the political ideology is going to take center stage?
As I've said, Victor, you know, the death of the enigma really gave us a paradigm shift. And if we were used to the personalities, if politicians were in the space of personality corner, whereby they go with these particular thoughts and then they get elected, their time is up. And I want to agree with Mwalimu when he said that most of these elected members of parliament, senators, governors, and MCS, most of them actually are in their last moments of being called honorable members. Because things are changing if they have not yet changed in those constituencies. Because now, moving forward, is Kenyans are going to elect people they can believe in, they can trust, people who cannot be swayed from the interest of their people. Because what you have seen, you elect people, they go into these particular positions, and then when they get there, they forget the electorate and they start focusing on the people who sent them to be elected.
A quick question.
Yes.
What is the prediction tomorrow? A day after tomorrow?
A day after tomorrow, the results.
Yes.
On the results.
Yes.
One,
not what should you expect?
What people should expect is nobody certain. The opposition, the government. Let them cool down their tempers and wait for the results, because the final person who will speak is the electorate, who is the Kenyan voter in those particular by-elections.
Mwalimu, what is the expectation? As you wake up on Friday?
It is a mixed grill. Just as my friend has indicated, it is a mixed grill because we have seen how much premium has been put on these campaigns. And it has become even violent. What I foresee on the election day,
yes,
although we have been assured, is that quite a number of voters in some regions may not turn up for fear of intimidation. And that is what I think they should understand, that this is their time. Let them come out, let them not be intimidated. Let them come and vote the leaders of their choice. But because of some people fear, like my youthful days, I used to fear seeing a police officer. But some police officers are likely to be put on roads in the name of keeping peace.
Yeah.
But in the process, will deter some people who are going to vote.
Okay.
So that is the major challenge. But after election, we will see a lot of shifting interest and realignment.
Yes.
And that is when you will see the current president taking charge of the proceedings on how we want to move in 2027. You will see after this by-election.
Ouch. Ouch. Wakili, in 1 minute, IBC has a very big elephant to bring home. Are they going to carry it on their head?
They don't have a choice. For IBC, really, they don't have a choice because they asked for the job.
Yes.
And the job has come. They either fail to do it or they do it. So, and then they have the resources. They asked for the resources, they were given the resources. Because I've not heard them say that they don't have enough resources. So I'm believing they have the resources. What we need now from IBC as Kenyans now is to see an IBC which we can trust all the way up to 2027. Failure to which we still have time to kick them out. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Mwalimu, I'm reminded to ask you this question. The fate of the government says that 9,000 teachers are getting employed to replace some who are retiring, or some of them who are not in the register. Just in 1 minute, you can just elaborate that for us.
That is a normal practice of government, because remember, the employment of new teachers, save for the ones who have been employed to fix the transition of junior school, we have only been replacing. So the number of teachers who have retired are likely to be replaced annually, because after some people retired in August, their positions are remaining vacant.
What is going to be the procedure of picking new teachers?
Sorry?
What is going to be the procedure?
The procedure is that where the teachers have retired, there should be an advert.
Okay.
They will be advertising, especially in high schools, they will be advertising the subject areas where the teachers have retired and the schools where they have retired. Those are the places which will be filled. But when it comes to the employment of the other teachers, like those who are joining in January, the 24,000, those are those who are going to fix the junior school.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones will be applying online because they will be recruited from the counties.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is it going to be in case of, is it going to be that new teachers who just graduated from colleges to be picked, or those who graduated long time ago to be absorbed in the system?
The advisory we have rendered, the Teacher Service Commission is seized with the mandate to recruit teachers.
Yes.
And the condition which is put there is trained, qualified teachers. Recruit trained and qualified teachers. So irrespective of the year, depending on the need, for example, if you are recruiting a teacher who teaches physics and mathematics, and you want to employ those who graduated early and you don't have them, you may be forced to recruit somebody who graduated recently, because that is the person who can fix the vacancy.
I see Newton want to say something, but we've just out of time. Lastly, Director, the issue of insurance. You talked about it. You had a press conference with NATSEC Gen, Colin Soyu, the other day. What is the fate of insurance for the teachers?
The teachers' insurance has shifted because the current insurance is coming to an end this month, and in 1st of December, the teachers' comprehensive medical cover will be handed over to SHA. SHA is the one which has taken over.
Okay.
And we have had some engagement, and we have seen the kind of benefits that SHA will give. We await to see whether they will fit the bill.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. I think we just have to wrap it up there. Gentlemen, I will have to call you next week so that we can do a post-mortem. Newton, I know what was happening behind the scenes. Excuse me. Akelubi Sori, Sekjen Kupet, thank you so much for coming. Senior Newton Hamasi, Sekjen Western Kenya Professional Caucus, WebCauc, as well as Gibson Gesoy, an advocate of the High Court. I know Newton. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.